is expected to triple and cost everybody. The medical industry, the businesses, the economy is going to hurt for this. It's going to hurt for this. And within the next 20 years, now let me see when this book was written. Let me see when this book was written. See when this book was written. I'm sorry, guys. I should have. 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017. So by the time 2037 hit, which is not that long from now, it's only 17 years. The estimated cost of treating just heart disease and stroke, which are the two things I mentioned that are the leading cause of deaths in this country, is going to cost well over $818 billion. That's ridiculous. All because we are unhealthy. We are unhealthy. We can't get these things in check. And again, it's not just because of, everybody's different circumstances, right? If you listen to my voice, you have a different circumstance as to why you are in whatever position you're in. Maybe because maybe you're in shape, maybe whatever the case may be. Everybody's got different circumstances, right? But it all boils down to the same thing. If you're doing unhealthy habits, you'll be unhealthy. And then we have this culture. We have a culture of a microwave society, which we know that we want things now. We don't want to work for it. We don't want to be told that it's going to take you X amount of years or X amount of months to see results, to lose weight. So what do? We go and run to these cosmetic surgeons and go get liposuction, but never change the reason why behind why we are in this position anyway. They don't tell you about the risk factors of even gastric bypass surgery. I trained a lady who had a friend who told me that her friend had this surgery and she died. We don't hear about those things. All we see is the billboards. We see the little picture. We see the little commercials where somebody looks all good and they make them look out. And I understand there's a lot of things, but it's the everybody's, thinking that they gonna have the 6-pack abs. If you don't have 6-pack abs, so what? Be healthy. A lot of times, there's people that have 6-pack abs are not healthy. It works on both ways. You have people that are bulimic. You have people that are anorexic. They might have 6-pack abs. You have people that, especially the fitness models, they go to the full extreme on diet to lose all this amount of weight. Fluctuating in weight is not good just for a certain look. Then you have, let's not talk about the steroids. Whole different topic. Let's touch on it. Guys that are taking steroids that are ruining testosterone. That's why I'm upset. I'm upset, guys, about seeing young 18-year-old boys taking steroids because they want to look muscular. They ruin it. They got to rely on it. They ruin their testosterone for the rest of their lives. Right? We have to think better. Like, why are we doing these things? What is the reason why? Are we trying to be accepted? Are we trying to do this? We trying to look like Susie? We trying to look like Sam? We trying to do these things? It has to be a real conversation that has to be had, and we have to take deep looks in the mirror as to why we doing these things, because it's not good. It's not good, the outcome of this, when you see the leading cause of deaths. It didn't say it was coronavirus. It didn't say it was these deaths were self-inflicted obesity. Diabetic, heart disease. Those all. And then when you're diagnosed with certain things like diabetes, what happens? A lot of times they put you on a medication because your insulin levels. Well, guess what? A lot of the insulin or a lot of the medications that they put you on for diabetes, guess what it does? It raises your blood pressure. So now you got to be put on blood pressure medication, right? We got to get our health in check, brothers and sisters. My people, we got to get our health in check. I really personally believe that every person that joins the gym, especially newbies, should be given a personal trainer. I understand things. I used to work at the box gyms. I used to work at the golds and those things. I understand, but it really feels like a car salesman. These people are not really. I didn't feel. Let me say it this way. I didn't feel that it was genuine trying to get clients a lot of the times, because a lot of us trainers, if you listen to me, you get into this thing because you're trying to help somebody, right? But then we're put under these circumstances where we got to reach a quota. And if we don't pull a certain amount of members in a month, then they want to fire us. And then what happens also? Oh, well, you get there and the personal trainer membership is a lot more expensive. It's a lot more expensive than the actual gym membership. And a lot of people, they're on budgets. You know, everybody needs a trainer. I really do believe that. Everybody that walks into a gym, especially if they don't know what they're doing and they're new or they're just starting out, everybody needs a trainer. Now, if you've worked out for a long period of time, maybe you don't need some, but maybe you can always get refreshers from the trainer. I don't think that the trainers, and I'm saying this because I used to do it, but I understand. There's any trainers that's listening to me, I understand. But everybody needs a trainer. These gyms need to maybe add a little bit more money for the gym membership and give the trainer give everybody a client, and then pay the trainers a little bit more. I think it could be done. If I were to open my own gym, I would want to do something like that. Now, if you want to do group training or something like that, then that's a whole different story. You can make your money that way. But I think that what's going on is that we are missing the biggest point, because this place, it's been proven that, number one, that the nutrition here is subpar. And I could say that, and I mean it from the bottom. I could really say that because I lived in another country. They ate more plant-based diets where I lived. I lived in Kenya for 3 years. More plant-based diets. They were agriculture. They ate the stuff from the ground. Then they ate breads, sweets, and stuff like that. But that showed with their teeth. But for the most part, their diets was different. Their diets were, or their lifestyle was cabbages and certain things like that, right? Then I come back here and I try to reacclimate myself to the food here, and it's tearing my stomach up. I'm having bubble guts for like 3-4 months straight until I got used to eating this food again. And even to this day, I still can't eat out. I don't eat out. I don't eat fast food anymore. I don't eat. I cook all my food now, and I barely eat a lot of meat now. I'll eat meat, but I maybe eat meat 3 times a month. Right? So there has to be a change. We have to be able to help people in a certain way. And then people that, if you really want help, follow through. Right? This book I read is like, he talks about fast food. It talks about, I told you the name of the book is Fast Food Genocide. Again, by a guy named Dr. Joel Fuhrman. Right? See, what happens is when we eat like this, we're debilitating ourselves. And guess who has to take care of us and pay for it? Our children. Our children's children. You read this. If you may not believe in the Bible, again, I'm not going to debate that with anybody. It's not what the show is about. But you can read the Bible cover to cover, and you don't see anything about people with diabetes or heart disease. Now, we may think that they weren't as technologically advanced as we are now, but who knows? But what I do know is you don't see it in there, right? We don't see those things. So changing our eating habits, coming away from the processed foods, coming away from the sugars, eating more fruits and vegetables. And more of our vegetables should be green leafy vegetables, beans, fruits, onions, mushrooms, nuts, and seeds. Incorporate those things in your diet. Stay away from the fast food. And honestly, just think about it. The rest eating out is actually more expensive than going to the grocery store. That same, if you go out for a night on the town and you spend $100 at a restaurant, I've done that before one time, and I love sushi. But I had sushi one time and I ended up dropping $100 and I almost fell out my chair. That $100 could have got me a week and a half of food, almost 2 weeks of food, groceries, meals, right? So I'm all about solutions, guys. So this is one thing that I want to say. Like we have solutions. We talk about solutions here, right? So one of the things that people are like, okay, well, hey Chris, man, I don't have enough time to do this. I work all these jobs. I don't have enough time to do this. Okay, well, let's say this. You have to have at least one day off a week, right? Now, it may suck. It's just time management. It's just, all it is time management. Take about 3 or 4 hours. Prep your food for the week. Freeze up your food and take it with you. Boom, you're good to go. Okay? Prep your food. There's always ways around everything. Prep up your food, guys. Okay. What else what else? Or if you don't want to prep a whole week, prep up 3 or 4 days at a time. Usually, I mean, I know things are rough right now. People are home. Well, you can prep your food up. Measure it out. Don't eat a whole gigantic plate of food. Cut back on your portions. The best way to lose weight is reduction of your food, of your calories. Right? Right? And don't worry about looking like these little models you see on the TV. You don't know what they're doing to get that way. You don't know if they got airbrush. You don't know if they got mental problems, and when they look at food, that they think they're fat, or when they look at you don't know any of that stuff. You don't. Okay. Now, you have to make choices. It's all about making choices. In this book, the man said in his book, I'm gonna read this part from you. Emotional health depends on feeling good about yourself. You need a legitimate reason to feel good about yourself and be enthusiastic about life. This can evolve from your efforts to make a difference and to value goodness around you. Not trying to impress, not trying to make yourself look good, but rather trying to appreciate how much others have value and beauty in them. That's a good point. And then he says also, the good news is that you are not at the mercy of your genes or your subconscious mind, and you can control your health and weight. Heart disease, stroke, cancer, dementia, diabetes, allergies, arthritis, and other common illnesses are not predominantly genetic. They are a result of incorrect dietary choices. And with knowledge, you can be empowered to make new choices by changing the way you think. That is true. That is true. I have an uncle who's diabetic. His father was diabetic. It's not genetic. It's bad choices. It's bad eating. My uncle would eat cakes and snacks and cookies. His wife, poor lady, his ex-wife, I should say. This is probably why she's his ex. But anyway, his ex-wife was so ridiculous. She would hold candy on his stomach when he first got diagnosed with diabetes. And his doctor, a lot of times the doctors tell you, hey, you need to change your diet, you need to change the way you're eating, so you don't have to be getting on insulin. Because at first he was taking medication, he wouldn't control it, and then now he's on insulin. A lot of times you get warnings from the doctor. You need to change A, B, and C so this won't happen. But what do? We don't change A, B, or C, and then that things happen. It's not genetic. My grandfather, my uncle's dad, passed away from diabetes. He also had